I named this comedy act just for fun. My son was about 4 years old, and it was a rainy summer day, and he's looking out the window, and he said to me, "Can we go out and play?" And I said, "Honey, you're going to get cold, and your clothes are going to get wet, and why on earth would you possibly want to do this?" And he said, "Can't we do it just for fun?" So we put our bathing suits on, and we ran out there in the rain. And he had a plastic lid, and I had a plastic lid, and he had one on the curb on one side of the road, and I had one on the other side of the road, and we had a race, and it was a blast, and all the neighbors were looking out. And I knew we had done something just for fun. Yay. Thank you. So I told Kenny, the owner, that I wanted to do another stand-up, and he thought that I should do it to warm up for Super Bowl. So I did a little research on that, and I was sitting in a pub near my house, and it was all about sex. If you listen to the scores and how they make the rules, it was about sex. 1st and 10, oh yeah, that's a fantasy football. The first person out of 10 tonight? Really? Touchdown. Shouldn't that be more of a question? Fumble. Somebody couldn't get somebody's bra off. Flag. Okay, too much to drink. Possession. Oh, that's a good one. Holding. Not so bad there. So I decided it was absolutely despicable, and I was not going to do something about sex. Rumor has it you like to hear stories about my husband and I. Marriage. Such a pretty word, isn't it? We have a cherry tree outside, and it had a heart shape, and when we hung it up 9 years ago, it said, "Glenn loves Jan." Well, the years have gone by, and the L fell off, and the O fell off, and the E fell off, and now it simply states Glenn versus Jan. Now, we made a pact that he would take care of the outside, laundry, the outside lawn work, and I would take care of the inside. And one day, we were walking it was a Sunday, we were into Lowe's and Home Depot, and we were looking for a lawnmower and a grill. And my husband is quite a giver. He loves to give gifts, he loves to give presents. So we're in there and we're looking around and looking at the grills and such. And I'm like, I'm beat. I want to go home and take a nap. So I come home and I take a nap, and it's about an hour and a half. And I come out and there's a flat of impatience laying on the kitchen counter. And I said, "Oh, are these for me?" He goes, "Yes, that's for you. And I bought you something else." "Well, what else did you buy me?" "A John Deere riding mower." "Oh, you bought me a John Deere riding mower." So I like earrings, and I'm pretty proud that I don't lose them. And my husband was getting very generous with giving me earrings, like even if I had a bad day. And they had feathers and always a bling and maybe a bead or two, and our anniversary and Valentine's Day, and he would give me these earrings. And right around the end of April, beginning of March, he'd say, "You haven't lost one yet?" I said, "No, I haven't lost one yet." So I went out in the garage one day and I opened up this case, and it was filled with bags of my earrings. It said, "For the fishing fanatic." He had me wearing fishing lures. I know. So then he found a different tactic. We were out in the garage one day, and we were having a beer, and we had everything done in October. And I see this big conglomerate of a tool. And I looked at him, I go, what the heck is that? And I looked at the box, and it said, a DeWalt 12-inch compound miter sliding saw. And I looked at him, I go, where the hell did that come from? You don't remember, honey? You bought that for me. How did I fit that in my car? Now, I like my cocktails. My memory isn't what it used to be, but I didn't buy that for him. No. So our washer and dryer was acting up, and I had had enough of it. I was really sick of it, and it would, scoot across because it wasn't balanced. And the dryer took like 2 hours for jeans, and I was getting very frustrated. So one night he came home, and he goes, what's that noise? Our washer and dryer. I'm hearing a washer and dryer. You don't remember, honey? You bought that for me. And I bought you a vacuum cleaner. So I like to save electricity, and I saw that Pico had like a commercial that if you unplug everything in your house, you can save like $50 a month or so. So I run around, I found a VCR plugged in and a DVD player plugged in, and my husband loves electronics, his shaver, his toothbrush, I unplugged them all. The next morning I went to the bathroom. He unplugged my air freshener. So I was thinking about the car industry. I know, I'm going everywhere this time. It's not all about boobs like my last one. So this is how I think this went down, okay? Kia was there, Chevy was there, Toyota was there, Ford was there, and all these CEOs of these major car industries were having a very important meeting. So we're going to take out the ashtrays and the lighters because 80% of the people don't smoke anymore. And we're going to save a lot of money. And then when the smokers throw a cigarette out the window, the townships can make $200 for the littering. And this is a win-win. Now there was this one dude there, okay, and I'm convinced he was high. And he's in his blue jeans and his boots and his flannel shirt, and I'm convinced he was quite prestigious. And he goes, well, you gotta tell him. And they're all leaning in their designer suits, their ties that match, and their wingtip shoes, drinking 12-year-old scotch. And he's like, tell them what? Well, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I really think it needs to be said. Tell them what? Well, the objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. So, okay, I'm just going to come out and say this straight out. I bought a used toilet. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I bought a used toilet. Okay, now wait, don't judge me until you hear the story. Okay? Glenn and I were going to read to our bathroom, which many of you know. And one day, Pete the plumber, he's a local plumber here, comes in and says, I've got a designer toilet. I'm like, oh, a designer toilet? Really? It's an $800 toilet, and I'm going to sell it to you for $150. I said, awesome. He goes, I'll even deliver it to my house, to your house. And I'm like, awesome, that's great. So, and then he shows up with it, and he's like, well, it's going to be $35 more for, all the stuff that has to go inside of it. I'm like, okay. So it sat in the basement for about 2 years, and then we had a contractor that came in and to put the toilet in, and he goes, do you know it's a used toilet? And my husband in his redneck fashion said, well, it's new to us. And I said, and there wasn't anything in it. And then I realized that I really lost my chance at a shot of a new toilet. If you sit at one in Home Depot, they'll kindly remind you it's not hooked up. But we love our designer toilet, and it works just fine for us. So I ask myself a lot of questions. Even Jackie, my boss, had bought me a book about questions, and it had all the answers in it, but my questions are different. Who named the funnel? What's so fun about it? Why do electricians and electrical engineers consider the History Channel a guilty pleasure? Catch them watching it. Oh, and you can see the little yellow H in the corner. I don't understand that. Why did all the people that I partied with in the 70s and 80s, why are they all moving to Colorado? And they won't tell me on Facebook why. So, I love Kenny. Kenny's the owner. And Kenny loves the stock market. Kenny loves the stock market. And he came barreling in one day. It was a Saturday. Or no, I'm sorry, it was a Thursday. And he said, I just made $7,000 from my house to here. I'm like, way cool. What did you invest in? You never heard of it. Well, what is it? And he goes, you never heard of it. It's something, it's a little company, and people talk to each other on the computer. What is it? Oh, it's called Bookface. Oh. You're right. I never heard of Bookface. So, speaking of Facebook, my husband bought me a real gift for Christmas, and it was a new iPad. And it takes some time to hook it up to get the user ID and to get the password and to set up your Facebook. And it was kind of grueling. It was taking a couple hours. So I got up and made a drink. I come back and he goes, look, honey, I just made you 23 new friends. I said, what did you do? I confirmed all your friend requests. I said, do you realize that some of these people might be psycho killers? He smiled and said, no, I didn't even think of that. So I love my customers. They make me laugh. These two guys come in often, well, when they have a job in the area. And it's Paul and Jim. And Paul's real laid back, and Jim's a bit of a wild card. And Paul got his sandwich, and Jim goes, now I was busy. And Jim goes, Jan, Paul started eating his chicken Caesar wrap from the wrong end. And then this young lady sitting right next to Paul, she goes, excuse me, Jan. I said, yeah, remind me never to sleep with him. So then there's Barb and John, and I love Barb and John. They come to see me every Tuesday. And he comes in one day, and they're always together. And she wasn't with him. And I said, where's Barb? He goes, she's in the hospital again. And I said, what's the matter? And he sounded almost pissed. He goes, she got pneumonia again. She got the same time this time last year. Same thing. I looked at him. I go, well, that's terrible. He goes, I guess I got to start letting her sleep in the house. So I watch Good Morning America, and they keep me hip. Pop culture, pop news. And I saw one day that Katy Perry had a new album out. And that's what they said. Katy Perry has a new album out. So I wasn't doing anything that morning, and I got up and I got dressed and I went to Best Buy, and I'm searching, and finally an employee said to me, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Katy Perry's new album." Good Morning America said she had a new album out. Well, no, that's not true. We sell CDs. It's not albums. But Katy Perry said it. I mean, they said it was a new. No, I'm sorry, man. So I turned around and I walked out filled with joy that I came into an establishment and actually screwed with somebody's head as a patron. And it was even more fun when I heard him say, "Yo, Joe, is it a full moon?" Score. That was priceless. I loved it. So I like stories about trains. My husband works for the railroad, and he'll tell me about, well, people get hurt, which I do not like to hear, but then he tells me about the people that he meets on the trains, and I just find it also interesting. So I went on the internet because I wanted to look at the presidential car, and it's beautiful. They have beautiful chairs and beautiful couches, and the red oak paneling, and I was just fascinated. And then it took me back to my girlfriend, who her and her mom and dad got off a train, and her parents got off first. And just as she went to step off the train started moving. So she had to do like a ninja move. And, so she went, because she had heels on, she didn't want to break her legs. But anyway, to make a long story short, she did hurt her back, and she was on a lot of medication. And, every day she was trying something else. And I said to her, "How's it going with the medication?" She goes, "Well, I'm doing okay." And I looked at her, I said, "Any thoughts of suicide?" "No, but I've had an erection for 4 days." So, speaking of parts, now ladies, listen up, this one's for you. You know when you come home from work and you just want that 20 minutes to yourself to skim through the catalog or check out your mail, and you just need that downtime before your husband comes home and starts talking about the FRA and John and Paul and all that. So I figured out a plan. Now, don't look at him when he comes out to start, because then you're committed. You're committed in a conversation. Do not look at him. So you sip your wine and you turn your page, and he's coming out barreling. "Honey, have you made that colonoscopy appointment?" God, I just bought you 20 minutes. You're welcome. Now, if that doesn't work, you can always go to the sleep apnea test. But you have to be a little frugal with this, ladies, because he's not going to buy it every time. So, I like on Facebook when people say that they'll tell you 5 things that you don't know about me. So I thought that I would tell you 5 things that you don't know about me. First of all, there might be 6. I don't know. First of all, I'm shy. I am. I'm really shy. I had asked the bartenders if I could do the act behind the bar because I felt a little safe. They were so gentle and nice to me that they were scared that they would trip on the amp. But throw me in a room full of people that I don't know, oh, no, I don't do good. But not with you guys, because I know all of you. I don't wear my favorite earrings because I'm scared I'll lose them. I have to have black ink in my checkbook, and if I'm at the doctor's office and I'm forced to use blue, I will come home, I will white it out, and I will draw the perfect lines to have black ink in my checkbook.
True story.
True story. My husband just said true story, yeah. My 3 favorite little words are keep the change. Oh, come on, I'm a bartender.
Keep the change.
And they say the truth will set you free. So I have a new addiction, and I thought I would share it with you. There is not a 12-step program for this. I lured you in like a spider to a fly. I said it was just for fun. Oh, no, it wasn't just for fun. It was just for my need, as I became addicted to your laughter, and I needed to get some more. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for giving me my fix.